Now, while everybody is really hyper-focused on a few cases that's out there, I actually want to bring something new to your attention. Is there a serial killer in Austin, Texas? The Rainey Street Ripper, we will call him. Guys, I'm thejbgunner. This is Cryme Time. I may be the first one to report on this. Hopefully we can get a little bit of depth in here, and I'll leave this up to you. Is there a serial killer in Austin, Texas? We'll talk about it right now. I'm thejbgunner. Let's go.
Bring it back.
Good morning, everybody. As you guys know, I'm thejbgunner, and this is Cryme Time. Now, before we get started with this crazy fucking thing that's going down in Austin, Texas, I want to say first and foremost, thank you to everybody that supports the channel. Not just this channel, but my other channels. Truth is, guys, whether it's Cash App, Patreon, Venmo, PayPal, I couldn't do this each and every day as often as I do if it wasn't for you, the Gun Squad. So thank you guys so much. If you too find my content valuable, feel free to hit the links down below. Support the channel today. While you're down there, do yourself a favor. Go check out some of my other channels, my politics channel, my live stream channel, my gaming channel, my wrestling channel. To be honest, though, if you're a snowflake then you may not want to go over there. Let's just call it what it is. Some of y'all make the mistake and go on over there thinking I'm bullshitting, and then you get mad at me when you should have kept your monkey ass over here at the true crime area. You come over there and you're like, oh, you know how leftists do. You're so racist. Blah, blah, blah. Just stay your ass over here. You ain't got nothing to worry about. Anyways, hopefully you guys go check that out. Let's go ahead and get into this story because this is definitely a good one. By the way, thanks to you guys that hit the tip jar yesterday when we weren't here. I know sometimes I don't know if you're hitting the tip jar over on them live stream channels or here, but thank you guys so much. I appreciate you guys. You guys have been doing some good shit. A lot of times people say your tip jar says 0. Yeah, it's because I record this in the morning before my goddamn day starts. But anyway, let's go ahead and get things going. Fears of a Rainey Street Ripper. Serial killer in Austin after 8th body in less than a year is pulled from Lady Bird Lake in the city. I've been digging on this throughout the night, and this is going to get really, really interesting. John Christopher Hayes Clark. First of all, how does a dude have 2 last names? How's that happen? I understand when bitches have 2 last names. How the fuck do you dudes have 2 last names? Y'all taking y'all wives' names and shit? God, men are so goddamn soft these days. Anyway, there's something just not right. Anyway, was the latest body to be recovered from the lake on Saturday. Jonathan Honey, Jason John, and 5 other unidentified people have been found dead at the same location over the last year. The victim's family believe there is more behind the deaths despite early investigations finding no foul play. Now, let me preface this before we go any further, okay? On Rainey Street in Austin, Texas, it's a lot of bars, things like that, very dark. There's a lake. A lot of people are convinced that maybe they just got drunk and went into the lake. But here's the kicker. This shit just started mainly over the last 4 years and started picking up in the last year. If this area in Austin, Texas has always been like this, then wouldn't these incidents have been happening before this? That's what I want you to look into as we take a look at all these different news stories we're going to jump into. I want you to understand, if this is just accidental drownings because people were drunk and somehow just walked off into the lake, logic says it would have been happening the last 10 years, the last 20 years. But no, it's only happening right now. And there's a lot of mysterious deaths that happen in this area. Let's go ahead and get back to the story. It says Austin residents fear a serial killer may be on the loose after the 8th body in just 10 months was pulled from a lake in the city. John, and I want you to think about that. How many of you guys have lakes in your city? How many of us have lakes? I have a big giant lake in my city. There ain't been 8 bodies pulled out in 10 months. Many of you guys know exactly what I'm talking about. You live by bodies. Fuck, there isn't 8. When I lived in Florida, there wasn't 8 bodies pulled out of the Gulf of Mexico in 10 months. You see what I'm saying? John Christopher Hayes Clark, age 30, was the latest person to be found dead in Austin's Lady Bird Lake on Saturday. Earlier this month, 33-year-old Jonathan Honey was found dead on April 1st. Cliff Axtell, age 40, was discovered on March 5th. Jason John, age 30, was found on February 13th. A further 4 unidentified bodies have been, unidentified by the way, have been recovered from the lake in the past 10 months, according to Cryme. Now, I want to ask you guys a question. The fact that these are unidentified bodies tells me that this very well could be a serial killer, and here's why. A lot of times when you're dealing with serial killers, they go for people that they don't believe could be easily identified. Some of these were, but these other people that's been found in the last 10 months, the fact that no family members have spoke up and said, hey, we're missing this person, the fact that they haven't been able to identify them leads me to believe that maybe the serial killer targeted them for whatever reasons. Maybe they live a high-risk lifestyle, maybe they're gay, who the fuck knows? But for some reason, in my opinion, this Ripper seems to be targeting middle-aged men about age 30. Which I can appreciate and I can respect because at least it's not one of these serial killers that only kills bitches. This is what I like to see. A motherfucker that's man enough to come fuck with us grown-ass men. I can appreciate this. I can respect it. But anyway, let's go ahead and keep things going. This is 4 bodies. This is 33-year-old Jonathan Honey that you're seeing right here. And then this guy, this is Jason John. He was found on February 13th. This is Cliff Axtell. And you know what? Now that I'm looking at them, I wouldn't be surprised if these fellas were gay. I wouldn't be surprised. It actually may be a gay serial killer. Investigators, now if it comes out to be the case, you guys are going to remember this video and be like, he called it. Anyway, investigators claim they do not suspect foul play. This is the funny part at this point in the investigation. But with so many bodies found in quick succession, residents remain fearful. The autopsies for the men who died this year were not available, but police said their bodies showed no sign of trauma. That's not necessarily true. The ones that died this year, they're saying, showed no sign of trauma. They added that the cases shared a combination of alcohol and easy access points to the lake, which can be hard to see at night. So this is what they're doing. They're saying the police are taking the stance that these people just got drunk and walked off into the lake. But bear with me, you're going to see more. You're going to definitely see more. Investigators have not released details regarding the whereabouts of all the men before their deaths. Gay bar, maybe? But they have revealed both Jonathan and Jason were seen on Rainey Street before their separate disappearances. Lady Bird Lake is about 1.8 miles or a 35-minute walk away from the street. There are no cameras around the lake. Remember that, no cameras. Jason John's family believes there is more to the story behind their son's death and think the 4 men are somehow connected. Yeah, he was last seen walking home. Yeah, as in gay bar. I'm sorry. I'm just calling it now. And if I'm wrong later, I'm wrong. I believe all these men are going to come from a gay bar. What you need to do is find a gay bar on Rainey Street. That is where you're going to find your serial killer lurking around. That is where this is going to be. Just trust me when I tell you. It's a gut feeling. Elsie added that she doesn't agree with the initial ruling that no foul play was involved. She fears more men might end up dead. Meanwhile, Cliff Axtell was identified by his sister on Facebook. Axtell, who was a married father of 2. Now that's maybe he was, maybe uncovered shit, was found in the lake March 5th after he went missing near Stubbs in downtown February 25th. Interesting. Jonathan Honey. Oh, is that a dude's arm around it? Uh-oh. Is that a dude's arm around Jonathan Honey? Jonathan. And I wouldn't be surprised. Is that a dude with that man? Could be a chick on the left, though. All right, who we got here? Other bodies previously found in the lake. This is 2015. Julio Santos. You can't tell me Julio Santos ain't kind of gay. And I'm kind of convinced that maybe Martin Gutierrez is this a dude? His name is Martin Gutierrez. This is the 25-year-old. Uh-oh. Is that a he, she? Is that a he, she? Uh-oh. Then we got young man right here, Christian Pugh, who was found alive in the lake back in 2019, but in rough condition. He sustained a blow to the head and bruised hands. We'll get into Christian Pugh here in just a second. Would you be surprised to find out he was a little limp-wristed? I'm just saying, everything seems to be connecting. Texas fears a serial killer on the loose after 4th body found in Austin.
Well, tonight, Austin police confirmed 30-year-old Christopher Hayes Clark is the identity of the man recovered from the lake Saturday, days after police recovered his body at Lady Bird Lake. Officials have said there's no indication of foul play, but some conspiracies continue to surround deaths in the lake. At least 3 people have been found dead this year, and we did ask a criminal justice professor at St. Edward's University about all of those theories. He said that they are the latest in a string across the country targeting deaths in different cities, all alleged to stem from a serial killer. He said viral messages on social media have made these rumors more rampant in recent years.
Human nature has always looked at things and sort of looked for patterns that may or may not exist, but also social media and the ability to just...
How can you sit here and say patterns that may or may not exist? Looks clear. It's all 30-year-old men that look a little bit... You see what I'm saying? Let's be honest. And one, the chick, the cheat, I don't know what that was. But that thing, clear, you get my point. Its name was Martin. And clearly does the Austin, Texas thing. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm getting at. There's clearly patterns.
Rumors online and to sort of have them go out like wildfire.
And while police continue to investigate Saturday's recovery, Austin City Council approved enhanced park ranger and EMS presence near the Rainey Street trailhead last week. Now, the city is also exploring more security cameras in the entertainment district. We've got more on that, as well as the impact experts say these rumors have on investigations. Online right now.
Of course, now they want to stop everybody from coming up with rumors. Other bodies previously found. Oh, let me get this thing off here. Other bodies previously found in the lake include 22-year-old Julio Santos in 2015, 25-year-old Martin Gutierrez, which we saw that thing's picture in 2018. Christian Pugh was found alive in the back of the lake, but in rough condition. In 2019, he sustained a hit to the head and bruised hands. Gutierrez was found with several injuries and landing in the lake following a night out at Rainey Street, the same place Honey was last seen. His brother Mitchell previously told the news outlet. Several people urge others not to visit Rainey Street alone and to stay with another person at all times. Play your shit. Come on, brother. What was that? That was a quick ticker-tocker. Let's get back to this shit. You young punks and your little dumbass social media. All right, here we go. Accidental deaths, or is it a serial killer? It's Rainey Street. Asking the question. I think it's definitely possible. See, I don't understand these young punks in their videos. They don't make any sense. But the bottom line is there's plenty of people that's questioning this. There's plenty of people questioning this. So obviously, and we're going to get into some few things. Here's the APD statement, the Austin Police Department. It says the Austin Police Department is aware of speculations regarding the recent drownings at Lady Bird Lake. Although these cases are still under investigation and evidence is being analyzed, at this time there is no evidence of these cases to support allegations of foul play. While each incident has occurred at the lake, the circumstances, exact locations, and demographics surrounding these cases vary. Our investigators approach every case with an open mind and objectively examine all available evidence. We work closely with the Travis County Medical Examiner's Office, which conducts a parallel investigation to all deaths. The results of these autopsies have not revealed any trauma to the bodies or indication of foul play. Is it possible that the serial killer just drowned them? One common theme of the drownings in Austin this year is the combination of alcohol and easy access to Lady Bird Lake, which has numerous access points. Many of the access points can be challenging to see at night. The park in which most of these drownings have occurred are park areas that close at 10 p.m. and occur after the park closes. So you see what they've done. You see what they do. That is their position on this. And guys, we can go back and we'll take a look at some of the news stories, some of the news videos. There's quite a lot of them, just to kind of update you and keep you guys updated on the case. And then we'll, hopefully if I get any updates anytime soon on any of this, I will give this to you. So these are just going to be some of the news videos kind of accompanying this story. Body found in Lady Bird Lake. Second in 2 months.
The body was found Saturday afternoon. The victim was reported missing the day before. The victim has been identified as 33-year-old Jonathan Honey. The cause of his death is still under investigation. Multiple bodies have been found in the lake in recent years, leaving some in the area wondering why it keeps happening.
This is odd, and not only the fact that there would be so many accidents in an area that previously had none.
Listen to what she said. So many accidents in the lake that previously had none. That's a resident of Austin, Texas, right there. That is what matters.
But also the fact that no one noticed.
Right.
District 9 Council member Zoe Caudry.
Because think about it, 4 of them are still unidentified. The fact that no one even noticed.
Represents the area, says there have been temporary lights and fencing put up as they work towards a more permanent solution. He assured families in February that work is being done to get cameras installed.
Right.
I've already been speaking with the mayor and other folks here at the city. I think we need to just go back and kind of huddle again and see what we can do and kind of get to the bottom of this. Why does this continue to happen?
Tonight at 9, we'll hear from the mother of Jason John, the previous victim found in the lake. And if you have any information about the latest case, call police. In downtown Austin, Angela Shen, Fox 7 Austin News.
All right, there's one. Now we're going to move on to the next one.
To the trail. But until a permanent solution.
Austin police start patrols on trail near Rainey Street after 2 recent drowning deaths.
With traffic along Austin's popular walking trail, police are adding more patrols after the bodies of 2 men were found in Lady Bird Lake over the past 2 months, just steps away from the popular Rainey Street Bar District. KXAN's Mercedes Hernandez is near the trail right now with the way things look right now. Mercedes.
Thank you very much, Daniel. Now we're standing just a few yards away from Rainey Street. Now the steps behind me and this cliffside over here are marked off with a fence or some tape for safety. But folks really are out here wondering what more, if anything else, needs to be done.
Rainey's pretty crazy. I mean, it's a good time during the day.
Alexander Megan works on Rainey Street. He says once the sun goes down, things change in the popular bar district.
People end up not taking...
Guarantee you there's going to be a gay bar. Guarantee you. I guarantee you we're going to hear that quite a few of these people are gay. Sorry. For some reason, that theory just hammers home in my brain.
Things as serious as they should be.
But yeah, people do crazy things when they're out drinking in Rainey Street.
Alfredo Muchacho walks the hiking trail near Rainey Street all the time, but never after dark.
If you came for a walk in here at night, you would probably run into those fences because you can't see anything. It's pitch black. Don't come here sober, drunk, in any state, I would say.
These signs and fencing have been installed to help, but it's still possible for people to get around the fencing to the shore if they ignore the warnings. I walked the trail starting where it meets Rainey Street earlier today. Here's that same path when I walked it a few hours later, after dark.
It's not like there's come on.
Installing Halo cameras.
There's nothing. Everybody's got that. Actually, is pretty closed off. Like, to me, that's a lot of restrictions between you and the lake. Now maybe it's just because I'm in the South, I guess Texas is too. We don't have them kind of restrictions around the lake. You know what I mean? Like, what I mean is, why wouldn't this be happening in all these lakes? We drink too. We have lakes too. I don't get it.
Throughout the Rainey Street Historical District.
Austin City Council member Zoe Caudry says more safety measures could be coming to the trail, but until a permanent solution is in place, asks bar goers and trail walkers to do both safely.
Making sure that people are just more aware of their surroundings and what's going on.
Now, I did reach out to Austin PD to ask how many officers would be out here patrolling tonight and for the foreseeable future. They said for safety, they couldn't exactly say.
Oh, so they're not going to tell you. For safety, they can't say. So why would, what do you mean for safety, they can't tell you? What sense does that make? If they don't believe in foul play, then what do you mean for safety you can't tell us? That's weird. City to focus on safety near Rainey Street after recent deaths.
If you're headed out to Rainey Street this weekend, you might notice some more police officers out there. The city of Austin says police will step up their patrols, specifically in the area where 2 men recently died. It's worth noting, though, that police still say there was no evidence of foul play in the deaths of Jason John and most recently Jonathan Honey. Police say since 2014, there have been 5 late-night, overnight drownings near the Rainey Street trailhead area. It says 3 previous drownings that happened between 2014 and 2018 were fully investigated and ruled accidental. Police are still waiting on the autopsies for the most recent.
Of course they were.
The department also said, quote,
8 bodies,
while
10 months.
Circumstances of the drownings over the past 9 years varied, one common theme is the combination of alcohol and access to Lady Bird Lake, which can be difficult to see at night. The patrols are going to take place near the trailhead, but police did not say how long they'd last.
They just keep doing it. So this is the official position. No foul play. No foul play suspected in recent Lady Bird Lake deaths. Let's check it out.
And I was like, oh my God, we were just literally there.
People who hang out on Rainey Street shocked to hear about the discovery Saturday afternoon of Jonathan Honey's body after the 33-year-old was last seen at a taco truck around 2 a.m. Friday.
A motherfucking
Austin
food
police
truck,
say
what do you
they're
know?
Still investigating how he died.
And I'm thinking maybe it's somebody who drank too much and fell. Yeah. But if it's somebody really doing harm, it's concerning.
In recent years, at least 5 men in their 20s or 30s have been found in the lake under similar circumstances. I reached out to John Honey's family. I was told they're unable to comment because of the ongoing investigation. But the family of Jason John, whose body was found...
Why would they be unable to comment? Why would they be unable to comment?
In the lake in February, believes these incidents could be connected, even though the autopsy report states his death was an accidental drowning.
We don't agree with that. Jason was 30. Jonathan Honey was 32, 33. 2 o'clock in the morning, Rainey Street. So there are some similarities in the case.
It is very, very concerning.
Safehorn's president Joelle McNew says she's worried for UT students who go out on Rainey.
I know that there's been some
Another
comments
college
on social
town.
media that it's just alcohol related. I believe it's definitely more than that.
Austin-based defense attorney Sam Bassett says Austin police are likely looking into these incidents collectively.
Well, I think the first thing you start with is the cause of death.
Let me tell you something. What we are seeing is no different than Moscow, Idaho. What we are seeing is a college town trying to sweep it under the rug. Ah, man, it's no big deal. This is just drunk motherfuckers drowning. Come on, man. Come on. I think we've been here. We've been down this road again. We've been down this road before where people just want to hurry up and get people back to school. They don't want the tourism bucks in. It's just reality.
Does it appear to be something that was done intentionally? And then secondly, is there any commonality? If these are acts that appear to be intentional, is there any similar method or motive that could be at play here?
For the families of those who've died, they say they want answers and change from the city.
The city needs to do something. Ignoring's not an option anymore. It never was.
We don't know how many Jasons, how many Martinez, and how many Jonathans.
They all look gay. I ain't gonna lie to you.
And this is not acceptable.
They all look gay. And I think they are connected. But the calls for lights, cameras along the dark trail, it's happening.
Hi, my name is Christopher Pugh. My son, Christian Pugh, went missing off the Rainey Street.
Family and friends of those who died or were severely injured near the Lady Bird Lake Trail by Rainey Street spoke directly to members of the Austin City Council to beg for change.
What is going on, and why can we not find any answers about what happened to our children?
All with a similar mission: get the city to install lights and cameras along the Lady Bird Lake Trail just off of Rainey Street, an area that becomes extremely dark at night.
Look
the
how
fight
dark
for
that
change
was,
led
though.
by the family of Jason John, who went missing in early February, found later dead in the lake.
Jason family, John family is requesting to make all the necessary actions to protect the lives of the people of Austin.
Families with eerily similar
Look at that.
stories also showed
Look
up
at
to
that.
echo the calls for lights and cameras. This included Mitchell Gutierrez. His 25-year-old brother Martin went missing off the trail in 2018, found a week later dead in the lake.
He decided to go out with some friends on Sunday night on Rainey Street, and he never came back.
In 2019, 21-year-old Christian Pugh disappeared after a night out on Rainey Street before being found barely alive in critical condition 2 days later.
We
What a
spent,
surprise.
A little over 6 weeks in the hospital, in between a neurorehabilitation facility and the intensive care unit down in Del Seaton. just trying to get him back on his feet. Another 8 months, just trying to get him to walk, talk, breathe, and act like a normal person again.
In 2022, 29-year-old Joshua Crow died while riding his bike from blunt force trauma.
Potentially another one. I wouldn't be surprised.
To the head and chest. He was on his way back to
Blunt
work at a
force
bar
trauma.
on Rainey Street after forgetting his keys.
On his way back to the bar, blunt force trauma to the head and chest. Come on, man.
It's been extremely difficult to accept his death occurred during a trip he could probably make in his sleep since he rode the route twice daily for work.
All 4 cases, including Jason's, were ruled an accident, with no further evidence to prove otherwise.
What happened to Jason, what happened to Martin, Christian, Joshua, and all the other victims could easily be answered if we had footage capturing these dangerous, heavy traffic, and high-risk incident areas.
Councilmember Zoe Caudry assured families work is being done to get lights and cameras installed.
I'm focused on getting interim lighting until the Trail Conservancy completes the construction from their project, which is expected to be completed by the end of 2023.
It's action these families have been hoping for.
If nothing gets done, it will happen again. It's been proven that it keeps happening again. Hopefully this meeting, the change, making some noise, will implement some kind of
They all look a little
change.
limp-wristed. Let's be honest here. They all look a little limp-wristed. And this goes all the way back. 2 weeks ago, another body found. This is the...
There is no foul play suspected.
Of course, no foul play suspected. No foul play
Grace
suspected.
Reader digs into what's being done to keep this from happening again.
A lot.
And it happened again.
Less than 2 months after 30-year-old Jason John's body was
So
found.
a lot of these videos are just going to be repetitive. Vigil held for man who went missing after night. Family of Jason John speaks out after another body found in the lake. Missing Austin man Jason John's body found in Lake Bird Lake. Police say. Police searching for a man last seen on Rainey Street.
His family is desperate to find him tonight.
Christian Pugh's family says no one has seen him since early Sunday morning after he'd been on Rainey Street downtown.
By the way, that man was found. That man was found with blunt force trauma to his head and chest. Austin police searching for a missing man last seen on Rainey Street. You can go on and on. Man charged with murder and death at Lady Bird Lake. Check this out.
Tonight at 10, police have arrested a murder suspect.
By the way,
after they say
this is 1 month
placed
ago.
him at the scenes of several violent crimes throughout Austin. Good evening. Thanks for joining us. I'm Mike Warren.
And I'm Rebecca Thomas.
Is this the Ripper?
Investigators
Probably
with the
not.
Austin Police Department say shell casings left all over the city led them to the murder suspect.
Now, here's why I don't think that he's going to be the guy. Shell casings. The other people did not have. They're saying there was no evidence of foul play. The bottom line, we can keep going on. And a lot of these are just repetitive, talking about the lights, talking about the people that went missing. You can take a look at all these, pretty much the same thing. Safety measures to increase on Rainey Street, search ongoing for missing man. And listen, there's a history of tragedies in Lady Bird Lake.
Leaders revisit safety along the trail near Rainey Street. It's not the first time we've seen tragedy in Lady Bird Lake. Here's KVU's Bob Buckaloo.
There's no question about the aesthetic beauty of Lady Bird Lake, seen in thousands of pictures of Austin's dynamic skyline. But from the beginning, the lake has been at the center of some controversy and tragedy. It's really not a lake at all, but a reservoir created by the opening of Longhorn Dam in 1960 to help tame the wild Colorado River, which created epic downtown flooding during spring storms before the dam was built. Within a year of the creation of what was then called Town Lake, a massive pesticide spill linked to East Austin's former Aycock Chemical Company killed thousands of fish in Austin and 140 miles downstream. Then in 1964, a tragedy that shocked the city. 2 children celebrating Mother's Day with their family drowned while swimming in the lake. Ollie Rendon was 8 years old when he witnessed his sisters slip beneath the water.
It's just heartbreaking, you know, seeing
A lot of tragedies here.
I actually saw her go down.
Their deaths led to a ban on swimming in Lady Bird Lake, a law still in effect today. In the 1970s, the lake would be the center of controversy during high-speed powerboat races. Crowds attending the races disrupted daily life in the neighborhoods along the lake, and that led to fights among supporters and opponents of the races. Eventually, the boat races were moved.
Austin, Texas is a weird
and now
place.
The lake is the center of speculation and rumors after another drowning near Rainey Street. And as police continue to investigate these recent deaths, Lady Bird Lake is back in the news again. Bob Buckle.
Yep. And so we got a lot of shit going on. No, Austin, Rainey Street no longer allowing cars on weekend nights. We got a lot of shit going here. And I'm going to tell you guys, I will keep up with this story. I will see if there's anything to this. My gut feeling is that we have a serial killer going after the gays. Prove me wrong. You see what I'm saying? I want to know what you guys think. Do you think this is accidental drownings? I just figured we'd switch it up a little bit, give you guys a new story to chew on, something else that maybe you can research in your spare time. There's a lot of shit out there. Do we have a ripper, a serial killer in Austin, Texas? Guys, let me know in the comment section if you like what I do here and you find my content valuable. Let me give a shout out to A.A. Manning, who just hit the tip jar just a second ago. If you guys like what I do here and you want to support the channel, hit the links down below. Show your boys some love. I love you guys. I will see you in the next video where we're talking about all these hoes that seem to be into Brian Kohlberger now. That's going to be fun. It's going to be fun. Y'all love bad boys. That's why I get so much pussy. Y'all love bad dick. Well, not that. You get what I'm saying. I'm out.